Good morning all. Today, let we see a concept of median, which is a measure of central tendency. It is also a measure of location. Median gives us a value which divides the data into two equal parts. So, we have the data, then it is divided into two equal parts is nothing but the median if the data is arranged in ascending or descending order of magnitude. Hence, it is also called as positional average because it is calculated by using the position, that is the middlemost item. It is defined as the size of the item which lies at the center if all the items are arranged in ascending or descending order of magnitude. Symbolically, it can be written as, so let me have the formula for median. Median is equal to size of n plus 1 divided by tooth item. Here, n is total number of items arranged in ascending or descending order of magnitude. Fine. So here two cases arises. If n is odd, then we get the value of median directly. But if n is even, then that means, suppose that is, if n is say 6, then our formula for median is worked as ME is equal to, or median is equal to, size of 6 plus 1 divided by tooth item. So that is equal to size of 6 plus 1, that is 7. 7 divided by tooth item. So which is equal to, I have size of 7 divided by 2. That means it is 3.5th item. So we can find this 3.5th item as average or mean of third and fourth item. So this is the procedure for calculating n is even. Okay. This is the formula for individual data set. So if data set is discrete, then we have the formula as for discrete data, median is equal to size of capital N divided by tooth item. So capital N is again total number of items arranged in ascending or descending order of magnitude. Over here, capital N is nothing but summation of frequency. So for discrete data set, median is equal to size of n divided by tooth item. Over here, n is nothing but summation of f. And obvious, the items are arranged in descending or ascending order of magnitude. For continuous data set, formula for median is, the first formula is as it is, that is median is equal to size of n divided by tooth item. Over here we get a median class, not exactly the value, but a class. We call this as median class. And by using this, we calculate median as median is equal to L1 plus n divided by 2 minus CF divided by F into I. Here, L1 is nothing but lower limit of median class. So median class is nothing but the class which we find over here. So a capital N is nothing but, again, it is sum of frequency, and over here also the classes are arranged, or the data is arranged in ascending or descending order of magnitude. So CF is equal to cumulative frequency of previous class to median class. F is equal to frequency of median class. And I is equal to class interval of median class. So these are the formulas of median for different data sets. Now, let we have some merits and demerits of median. So first of all, we see merits of median. So first merit of median is it is simple to understand. So that means if you observe the definition of median, it is very simple to understand by any person. Second, it is easy to calculate. If you observe the formulae or definition of median, so you may find that it is very easy for calculation purpose also. It is not affected by end values. Not affected by end values. So that means since median is nothing but middlemost item, it gives me central value of the data set, and hence it does not affected by the end values of the data. Suitable for open-end classes. So what is open-end classes? You know the concept, no? So see, so the open-end classes means the classes which doesn't have the lower limit of first class or upper limit of last class. That means, see, suppose I need to ignore the negative values in the data set, then I have a class as minus infinity to 0, then I have 0 to 10, then I have 10 to 20 in this manner. Okay, so that means over here, our lower limit of first class is minus infinity. That is, it is missing, isn't it? So that means we can have all the negative values in first class. So this such a type of classes are called as open-end classes. Or we may have a class like above 100. So that means all the values which are greater than or equal to 100 are placed in this class, and these classes are also called as open-end classes. So for such type of data also we can find the median, because it doesn't affect the smallest value or largest value in the data set, since it is the middlemost value in the data. It is useful in qualitative data also. That is, it is calculated for qualitative data also. So qualitative data means the data which cannot be measured in number. So for that particular data set also, we can that means the data is in the form of grades, and we can arrange these grades in ascending or descending order of magnitude. Hence, we can get the median value for such a data set also. For such a data set, that is, if data set is open-end class or qualitative data, we cannot find the mean. Sixth merit is it can be determined graphically. It can be determined graphically. So we can determine the median graphically. That means by using the Ogilvy curve, we can find the median. I have the lecture on this graphical representation of median. That is by using graph, that means Ogilvy curve, how I can find the median. I have one of the lecture on this topic also. It is an actual value. In many cases, it gives me the actual value. That is, the value is present in the data set only. So these are some of the merits of median. Now, let we have some demerits of median. So first demerit is, it is not representative if items are few and variation is wide. So if the items are less in number and variation is large, then median is not good representative of the data. Then median is not good representative. What it means? Suppose I have only 3 values and the values are in this manner. Suppose I have the values as 100, then the next value is 1 lakh, and the next value is 2500. So there are only 3 values, and with these 3 values, the variation, that means the difference between the smallest and largest value is very much high. So in this case, the median is not good representative. Because see, over here, if I arrange the data in ascending order, then my ascending order is 100, then I have 2500, then 1 lakh. And the median for this is 2500. So is it a good representative? That means we are saying that there are half of the values which are below 2500 and there are half values which are above 2500. But it is not true, isn't it? Because the smallest value in the data is 100 and the largest value is 1 lakh. So it doesn't represent the data. Next, second demerit is not capable of further analysis of data. It doesn't used, not used for further analysis of data. That means in the next calculation, that is when we are calculating measures of dispersion or correlation regression, then in all the cases we are using mean, not the median, because mean is the best measure for measuring central tendency. We cannot use median. It has no sampling stability. It has no sampling stability. That means if we have a population and out of that population, if we draw 2 samples and for that 2 samples, if we find the median, in many cases, then they are not equal. Hence, it has no sampling stability, not based on all observations. That means since for finding median, we are using only the middlemost item and all other values, that is half of the values below the median item and half of the values above the median item are not used for calculating the median. Hence, it is not based on all observations. So if you observe, there are number of requisites which are not followed by median. Requisites means the requisites for to be a good measure of dispersion. So these are the requisites which does not followed by the median. Hence, it is not the best measure for measuring median. The uses of median are, suppose we need to find the middlemost marks of the student. That means if I have say 10 students, and out of these 10 students, I need to find how many students are below some marks and how many students are above some marks. So that particular figure, if we need to find, so that figure can be found by using median only. So in such a cases, we are using or we are finding the median. So this is whole about median. In next lecture, we will see the examples based on this median. So in today's lecture, we have seen what is median, then formula for median, that is the formula for individual data set, discrete data set and continuous data set, merits and demerits of median, and some uses of median. From demerits, you have seen that since it does not follow many of the requisites to be a good measure of, it is not a best measure for measuring the central tendency. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel.